Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Eddie Berrios here from the Bronx. I just got back from Washington, D.C., New York City, and Syracuse, New York. I'm here today to talk about what's going on in the color communities of all these places that I specifically saw, and I'm pretty sure they're going on in other urban communities. And the reason why this is going on because urban crowding. You know, in the hood, we got a lot of people. Urban crowd. They rely on public transportation. They don't receive paid leave or sick leave in a lot of the jobs that people of color have. And that contributes to the increase of the coronavirus exposure and subsequently, as well, the delayed treatment for the exposure in most communities of color. So basically, a structural racism of color, in other words, puts people of color at a greater risk during this pandemic. So what I saw, my first stop was in D.C. I went to DC about 2 days ago. I was doing insurance fraud claims over there. There's a lot of insurance fraud claims because people are losing their jobs, they're broke, they can't feed themselves. So the claims, insurance fraud claims, are really, really high in the last 2 months. So I've been traveling more, and I've been driving. I don't fly. I have to drive everywhere. It's fucking crazy. So with everything that's going on, I did 3 insurance claims in little ghetto neighborhood over there in Washington. And what did I see? Crowds of black people just hanging out. No masks, no gloves, nothing. Just hanging out, doing nothing, standing on the corner, you know, just in each other's faces. And you know, the same thing in New York. I went to the Bronx and I went to Brooklyn, and as everybody knows, or you don't know, the rate of coronavirus in Brooklyn is sky high, and the majority of the people in these neighborhoods that are getting the coronavirus is black people. A lot of Hispanics as well. Places like Queens. I didn't go to Queens, but I saw what's going on in Queens. A lot of Hispanic people are getting the blunt of this coronavirus. And young people, not old people. We're talking people from 25 to 50 years old. They're just getting it. And the thing is, a lot of them don't have the symptoms, so they think they don't have it. But as we learn, as the weeks pass, you can still pass the virus around without any symptoms at all. You know, you think because you're not coughing and you don't have a fever, you don't have it. I went to the Bronx and I drove by a basketball court. And what did I see? Looked like a block party. They're in there, they're playing the games, and they're just like nothing's going on, like everything's okay. And you figure since New York is getting hit the hardest out of all the states, I'm like, what the hell are these people doing? What are you doing? You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. No matter how much money you're making, no matter how poor you are, you have to protect yourself. I went to Syracuse. I didn't see too much of that. And Syracuse is a much smaller town, but there was a basketball court open in Syracuse, and there was just a bunch of black people playing ball, like, you know, nothing's nothing. But what was weird, that same day I was there, the township of Syracuse went to all the public parks and took the hoops off of their basketball courts. They removed them because this is an easy way to spread this virus. I mean, they're out there sweating and in each other's face, playing defense, and they're playing ball. It's like people of color, we're not fucking thinking. We're not thinking. I go to Syracuse, see a few people covering their faces. If they don't have face mask, they makeshift a thing with a handkerchief, or they make, I seen people who cut a turtleneck sweater and use they put paper under it and put it on their face. This is a million ways you can make masks. If you can't find if you can't find the liquid for your hands, easy way to do is take a bottle, spray bottle, fill it half with alcohol, half with water. You can spray yourself with that. You can spray your clothes, you can spray your hands, you can spray your legs, because the coronavirus actually attaches itself to fabrics as well as anything. They say that coronavirus attached to fabrics can last 9 hours on your fabric. And if you're exposed to the sun, the coronavirus will only last 2 hours on your fabrics. Coronavirus on metal will last 2 hours. So it's very important. I mean, if you can't find the sanitizers, use alcohol. Mix it with water, use alcohol, carry a little spray bottle with you in your pocket, whatever. Do whatever you have to do. I mean, it's a lot of young people now that are getting this. In the beginning, it was old people. Oh, they're old. They're the only ones getting it. No, that's not true. The young people are getting it as well because they're walking around like they don't give a damn, like they can't get it. Maybe it's false information that they're receiving online, on the TV, or even from the U.S. government. But we have to protect ourselves. I mean, our neighborhoods are getting hit basically the hardest. Every state I went to in the last 3 days, which were 4 different neighborhoods, I don't know. It just seems that people of color don't give a damn. And more black people. It's like, I don't know. What, you think you can't catch this? You think because you're 20 years old and athletic that it won't hit you? Yeah, it will hit you. Standing around in groups. I mean, you have to distance yourself from everybody, from friends, from family. You have to do it. Because it's your friend, it's your cousin. I mean, you think they could have it too. So it's running rampant in the urban communities, especially the black communities of the Bronx and Brooklyn and Queens and all those other places. So you gotta excuse me, I'm warming up my coffee. So and on top of that, a lot of these people don't have Medicaid or insurance, so it's harder for them to even go get tested. As far as New York, if you don't have any symptoms, they really don't want to test you. You go there and they pull you away. My son, he's in the Bronx now. He went to a hospital in the Bronx, Lebanon, and he didn't have symptoms, so they turned him away. Which, it's like, what the hell? So, this is more reason for us to social distance ourselves from everybody. I mean, if you live with somebody, you have to be around them. I get that. But everybody in that house has to stay out of other people's face. If you're just in each other's face, you're clear or whatever. But it's people of color, wake the fuck up. Wake up. I mean, this happened with the H1N1. You guys remember that? That one killed about 14,000 people in the United States alone. Near 15,000 people. And it mostly hit urban communities. Because, this big disease comes on and infections, but the party still goes on. Let's meet at my house and hang out. Let's go play basketball. Let's do that. You can't do that shit. So you guys got to wake up. Protect yourselves. Remember what I said. If you can find some gloves, which is really hard to do right now. And if you can't get no gloves, okay, it's understandable. If you don't have any face mask, we get it. But there's ways you can still protect yourself. Alcohol and water. If you can't find the liquids. I have masks, and I have gloves, and I have you know, the hand sanitizers. I keep them in my car. I keep them in my house. I also keep this bottle with me. You see this little bottle right here? I bought this at Dollar Tree for $1, and I bought 3 bottles of alcohol. You fill these up, half alcohol, half water. If you're around a lot of people, make sure you cover your face. Use a hanky. Use a cloth. Make a makeshift mask if you have to. When you're done being around people, before you get home to your loved ones, your wife, your mama, whoever you live with, look at this. Just give yourself a nice spray around. Rub yourself. That's it. Couple of sprays. This is pure alcohol mixed with water. This little thing right here, it may not be 100%, but it could be 80%. And it could lower your chances of getting anything if you can't afford all the other things that a lot of other people have. So, I'm not an expert on the coronavirus. And, but these are the ways, some ways you can protect yourself. Use a handkerchief, a cloth, cut it, put some string on it, whatever. I mean, you have to do anything you have to do because this is serious. You know, a lot of people are actually dying, and not just the old people. A lot of young people are dying. So, people of color, Hispanics, blacks, man, let's get it together. This is you know, we can't think that we're invincible. It can't happen to me. A lot of things like that in the color community. This can't happen to me. I'm too cool for that. No, you're not too cool for that. All right? It can hit you too. You can get it from your cousin. You can catch it from your mama. You can catch it from your brother. You yourself may not interact with a whole bunch of people, but they might. And they come back to you after doing that, and you got it, and you're wondering, whoa, I don't know. I don't go nowhere. Why did I get it? Understand? Eddie Berrios from the Bronx.